Have you ever wondered why some people seem to defy time itself? Why their presence feels lighter, their faces glow with an unexplainable radiance, and their energy remains vibrant no matter their age? What if I told you that there's a spiritual reason behind this? This is not about genetic, skincare routines, or even a healthy lifestyle. This is about something far deeper. A celestial force is at work in those who possess a youthful, timeless glow, and today we're going to uncover exactly what it is. Many people walk through life feeling drained, exhausted, and weighed down by the years. But what if aging isn't just about time passing? What if the real secret to staying youthful is found in the alignment of your soul, in the way you connect with the divine, and in the spiritual laws that govern your existence? The Bible reveals powerful truths about those who carry an ageless glow, those whose energy is not diminished by hardship, but renewed by faith. And if you've ever felt that your appearance is shifting in ways you don't understand, you need to hear this. But before we dive in, I have a question for you. Do you believe that your spiritual state affects the way you look and feel? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. And if you're someone who values wisdom, divine insight, and life-changing revelations, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Many people watch our content but aren't yet subscribed, and you don't want to miss out on what's coming next. So take a moment, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay with me until the end, because today I'm revealing the celestial truths behind why some people appear younger and how you can activate this divine renewal in your own life. Some people carry an inexplicable aura, an energy that seems untouched by time. Their eyes hold the weight of countless experiences. Their words flow with a wisdom that soothes even the most restless hearts, and their presence radiates a youthful serenity that defies the years. What is their secret? It lies in something beyond the physical, something deeply spiritual, an essence cultivated through lifetimes of growth, learning, and connection with the celestial. This is the mark of an ancient soul, a being whose journey extends far beyond this present moment. Those with ancient souls have gathered knowledge, not just from books or fleeting experiences, but from something far greater, the energy of past lives. They have walked through struggles, victories, love, and loss, carrying forward an understanding that most people spend lifetimes trying to grasp. This deep-rooted wisdom is what gives them a tranquil appearance. They do not age with stress, for they have learned that worry is a thief of spiritual vitality. Instead, they embrace life's challenges with the patience of one who knows that everything unfolds in divine timing. As Proverbs 16:31 reminds us, "Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained in a righteous life." But even beyond gray hair, true righteousness and wisdom manifest in a face that glows with timeless energy. Such individuals often appear younger than their years because they have shed the burdens that age the soul. When one is aligned with their divine purpose, when they live with gratitude instead of resentment, their body reflects this harmony. Science itself acknowledges the impact of stress and negativity on aging. How much more powerful, then, is the effect of spiritual peace? Those who understand the celestial mysteries of existence do not carry the weight of unnecessary suffering. They know when to let go, when to surrender, when to trust in God's greater plan. This trust liberates them, keeping their energy vibrant, their spirit radiant. Ancient souls are not merely old in experience, they are also young in spirit. They have learned to balance wisdom with curiosity, caution with adventure, stillness with motion. This duality keeps them in a state of equilibrium, allowing them to move through life with an ease that others cannot fathom. They are neither overly attached to the material world, nor disconnected from it. They exist in both realms, the physical and the spiritual, anchored by their awareness of celestial truths. Their secret is simple. They have found what many seek, a life in harmony with the divine. If you've ever met someone who carries this energy, you know exactly what it feels like. There is something about them that draws you in, something familiar, yet unexplainable. Perhaps you yourself are one of them. Perhaps your own spiritual journey is revealing itself in ways you never expected. But one thing is certain, those who embrace the wisdom of their soul, who align their hearts with the greater celestial design, will find that time loses its grip on them. And if you feel this connection, if this resonates with something deep inside you, it may be because your journey is only beginning to unfold. There is something truly mesmerizing about those who walk in deep communion with the divine. Their presence alone carries a certain energy, a peaceful yet powerful force that seems to glow from within. Have you ever met someone whose very essence makes you feel lighter, calmer, almost as if you've stepped into a place of sanctuary. That is the undeniable mark of a strong spiritual connection. When a person aligns themselves with the universe, with God, and with the higher celestial order, their entire being transforms, radiating a youthfulness that no earthly force can imitate. This is no mere coincidence. Throughout the Bible, we see that those who dwell in the presence of God are renewed in ways that go beyond the physical. Isaiah 40:31 tells us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." The renewal that comes from a divine connection is not just about spiritual endurance. It manifests in the body, in the eyes that shine with purpose, in the skin that glows with the absence of stress, in a posture that carries the assurance of one who trusts fully in God's plan. It is a supernatural rejuvenation, a restoration of both soul and flesh. You see, when a person truly connects with the divine, they are not weighed down by the anxieties that age the body and weaken the spirit. Their energy is different, untouched by the burdens that consume most people. They do not dwell on fear because they know they are guided. They do not carry resentment because they understand that everything serves a greater spiritual purpose. And they do not waste their celestial essence on negativity because they recognize that what they nourish within will inevitably reflect outward. This is why those who live in communion with the divine appear lighter, healthier, and, yes, younger. Their very cells respond to the peace they have cultivated. Even science supports what Scripture has long revealed. Stress accelerates aging, while inner peace slows it down. Imagine, then, the effect of a life fully surrendered to divine wisdom. Prayer, meditation, and acts of love are not just disciplines of faith, they are disciplines of vitality. Those who spend time in prayer do not merely seek answers, they absorb spiritual life. Those who meditate on the Word do not just gain knowledge, they drink from an eternal fountain of renewal. And those who give of themselves in love are not depleted, but rather replenished with fresh celestial grace. If you have ever longed for that same radiance, that same youthful vitality, the answer is clear. Deepen your spiritual connection. Align yourself with the divine. Seek the presence of God not just in moments of crisis, but in the everyday, in the stillness, in the breath between one thought and another. Let His energy transform you, because the truth is, the light you seek is already within you. It simply waits to be uncovered, nurtured, and set free. There is a rare kind of person in this world, one who feels deeply, who carries the burdens of others, not as a weight, but as a sacred calling. These individuals do not merely exist. They absorb, they transform, they heal. Their energy is different, their presence is soothing, and their appearance defies the passage of time. Have you ever noticed how those with deep empathy seem to possess an almost ageless quality? This is no accident. It is the result of a spiritual openness that allows them to channel divine grace rather than being consumed by the negativity around them. Empathy is a gift, but it can also be overwhelming. Those who feel deeply often take on the pain of others, which, if not handled properly, can lead to exhaustion, stress, and even premature aging. But here lies the secret of those who have mastered this gift. They do not carry pain, they transform it. They understand that absorbing negative energy is not the same as being bound by it. Instead of holding on to burdens, they surrender them to God, trusting in His ability to restore what is broken. As Psalm 55:22 reminds us, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." Those who live by this truth walk through life with a lightness that preserves both their soul and their appearance. Many seek beauty in external rituals, but few realize that true radiance begins within. A heart burdened by bitterness shows in the face. Resentment carves lines where peace should be. But those who practice deep empathy, who forgive, who extend kindness, who pour out love, radiate a celestial glow that cannot be faked. Their kindness is their rejuvenation. Their love is their elixir of youth. Science may call it the power of positive emotion, but Scripture calls it the fruit of the Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23. Love, joy, and peace are not just virtues, they are forces that shape not only the soul, but the very fabric of one's being. Empaths who understand their spiritual purpose do not age under the weight of the world. Instead, they grow lighter with each act of compassion. They know that their calling is not to carry suffering, but to be a vessel for divine healing. They do not internalize the darkness of the world, they illuminate it with their presence. They do not allow pain to settle within them. They let it pass through, leaving behind only wisdom and strength. This is why they appear untouched by time, because they have learned to move with the energy of the divine rather than resisting it. If you have ever felt deeply, if you have ever carried emotions that were not yours, know this: you are not meant to be weighed down. Your gift of empathy is a spiritual tool, one that, when used wisely, can transform not only others, but yourself. Let go of what is not yours to hold. Let the divine flow through you, rather than stagnate within you. And as you do, watch how your own being begins to reflect that same light, untouched by time, filled with the ever-renewing celestial grace of God. There is something undeniably captivating about those who possess true inner wisdom. They move through life with a grace that is neither rushed nor hesitant, a quiet confidence that makes them appear untouched by time. It is as if they have unlocked a secret, the secret of balance, of peace, of surrendering to the divine flow of life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to age faster than others? More often than not, it has little to do with physical habits and everything to do with spiritual alignment. A life governed by constant stress, fear, and resistance drains a person not just emotionally but physically. But those who embrace wisdom, those who trust in the divine plan, those who release what they cannot control, carry a youthful energy that no earthly force can take away. The Bible is filled with reminders of how wisdom brings life. Proverbs 3:13-16 tells us, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, and the one who gets understanding, for the gain from her is better than gain from silver. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and honor." Notice how wisdom is directly linked to longevity. This is not just about mental knowledge. This is about spiritual wisdom, the kind that teaches a person when to fight and when to surrender, when to speak and when to be still, when to push forward and when to let go. Those who live by this divine intelligence are not weighed down by unnecessary burdens, and that lightness is reflected in their face, their body, their very essence. A wise heart does not waste its energy on things beyond its control. This is why those with deep inner wisdom rarely appear drained, exhausted, or prematurely aged. They do not engage in unnecessary battles, nor do they cling to bitterness or resentment. They have understood that every challenge is either a lesson or a redirection from God. And with this understanding comes freedom. Freedom from stress, from regret, from the kind of emotional turmoil that carves lines into the skin and heaviness into the soul. Their spiritual clarity gives them a glow that no cosmetic or external effort can replicate. Wisdom is not about knowing everything. It is about trusting in the one who does. Those who cultivate inner wisdom do not fear the unknown, because they know they are guided. They do not dwell in the past, because they have made peace with what has been. They do not obsess over the future, because they trust in divine providence. This peace, this trust, this surrender is what preserves their youth. Their laughter is more frequent, their hearts are lighter, their sleep is deeper. Their bodies, responding to this lack of inner resistance, remain vibrant, resilient, full of celestial grace. If you long for that kind of presence, if you desire to move through life with the unshakable assurance of one who is truly aligned with divine truth, seek wisdom. Not just earthly wisdom, but the kind that is rooted in the eternal. Let go of what does not serve you, accept what cannot be changed, and trust that in doing so, you are not only preserving your soul, but also allowing your body to reflect the unaging spiritual peace that God has always intended for you. There is an undeniable glow in those who carry kindness within them. Their presence is like a soft light, warming everyone around them. They do not merely act kind, they embody kindness, and that energy has a way of shaping not just their soul, but their very appearance. Have you ever noticed how people filled with resentment and bitterness seem to age faster? It's as if the weight of negativity carves itself onto their face. But those who choose kindness, who release anger instead of holding on to it, who see others with eyes of love rather than judgment, are often the ones who retain a youthful, spiritual presence long beyond their years. This is not just sentiment, it is celestial truth. Proverbs 11:25 reminds us, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." This is a divine law. When you pour goodness into the world, you yourself are filled in return. The same is true for our energy. When we give freely, we do not lose vitality, we gain it. Acts of kindness release joy within us, and joy is one of the most powerful forms of renewal. Those who constantly give from a place of love and selflessness are continually replenished by the divine, making them appear radiant, lively, and untouched by the burdens that age the soul. True kindness is not just about being polite or saying the right words. It is a spiritual force, an act of faith. When Jesus told us to love our enemies, Luke 6:27, he was not only teaching moral discipline, he was revealing a secret of divine renewal. Holding on to anger, refusing to forgive, clinging to grudges, these things do not harm others as much as they harm ourselves. They drain life, they burden the heart, and they take away the lightness that makes one appear youthful. But a kind spirit, one that forgives freely and loves unconditionally, is one that remains untouched by the harshness of time. People often look for external solutions to aging, but the greatest anti-aging remedy lies within: a heart that is pure, a spirit that is kind, a soul that is aligned with divine grace. Those who practice generosity, who extend mercy, who choose to uplift others rather than tear them down, naturally reflect the spiritual beauty of their actions. Even in moments of hardship, their energy does not become weary, because they are sustained by something greater than themselves. They know they are not acting alone. The divine presence moves through them, renewing them as they renew others. If you long for this kind of presence, this kind of enduring celestial glow, then embrace kindness as a way of life. Choose compassion, even when it is difficult. Let go of resentment before it has a chance to settle in your heart. Love without expectation, forgive without hesitation, and give without counting the cost. Because in the end, kindness does not just change the world around you. It transforms you, keeping your soul, your spirit, and even your physical being refreshed in the light of divine grace. Life is a river. It moves, it shifts, it flows in ways we often cannot predict. Some fight against the current, resisting every change, holding on to things that no longer serve them, and in doing so, they exhaust their energy. Others, however, learn the divine secret: adaptability. They do not resist life, they move with it. And in this movement, in this surrender to God's greater plan, they preserve something many lose: peace, joy, and a spiritual radiance that keeps them youthful. Have you ever met someone who embraces life's changes with ease? They seem lighter, freer, untouched by the heaviness that burdens so many. This is the gift of celestial flexibility, of knowing that whatever happens, God is in control. The Bible is full of examples of those who were renewed through adaptability. Consider Abraham, who was called to leave everything familiar behind and step into the unknown, Genesis 12:1. He did not resist, he moved, and because of his faith, he was not only blessed, but his very being reflected a divine energy that carried him through life's greatest transitions. The same principle applies today. Those who trust in God's direction, who do not cling to what must be released, who do not let fear dictate their path, carry a youthful glow that cannot be dimmed by time. Their faces are not lined with worry, their hearts are not weighed down by resistance, and their spiritual vitality remains intact. Stress ages the body, but surrender renews it. This is why Jesus himself told us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. Those who constantly fight against life's changes, who fear the unknown, who resist the path that God is unfolding, live in a state of tension that drains them. But those who trust, who move with faith instead of fear, who release what they cannot control, are carried by divine energy. Their bodies respond to this peace. Their minds are clearer, their spirits are lighter, and their very presence exudes a kind of effortless beauty that no earthly effort can manufacture. Adaptability does not mean passivity. It means faith. It means knowing that when one door closes, another opens. It means seeing every trial as a transformation, every ending as the beginning of something greater. People who resist change carry it in their bodies. They appear tired, strained, as if they are constantly fighting something invisible. But those who flow with divine wisdom remain vibrant, resilient, able to face challenges without losing themselves in them. Their youth is preserved not because they avoid hardship, but because they embrace life's shifts with grace. If you want to hold on to your celestial glow, learn to move with life instead of against it. Release what weighs you down. Let go of unnecessary worry. Trust that every change has a purpose, and that you are being guided in ways you cannot yet see. When you do this, you will find that life itself begins to move differently around you. Opportunities will come, peace will settle in your heart, and your very being will reflect the beauty of a soul that knows nothing is lost in God's hands. There is something undeniably magnetic about those who carry a spirit of optimism. They walk into a room and their energy shifts the atmosphere. Their presence feels light, their words uplift, and their very being radiates a kind of spiritual brightness that defies age. This is not mere wishful thinking, it is a divine principle. A heart filled with faith and positivity does not wither under pressure, nor does it carry the stress that weighs so many down. Have you ever met someone who, despite hardships, continues to shine? That glow is not from their circumstances. It is from their unwavering trust in the celestial plan that is unfolding before them. Scripture repeatedly shows us the power of a joyful heart. Proverbs 17:22 tells us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Science may call it the power of mindset, but God has always revealed this truth. What you hold within will reflect outwardly. Those who dwell in negativity, in doubt, in fear, carry it in their body. It saps their strength, steals their youth, and dulls the light in their eyes. But those who cultivate a spiritual perspective, who see challenges as opportunities and setbacks as setups for greater things, remain resilient. Their faces are not lined with worry, their posture does not slump under the weight of defeat, and their energy remains vibrant. A positive spirit is not blind to reality, it simply chooses faith over fear. When the Israelites faced the Promised Land, most saw giants and obstacles, Numbers 13:31-33, but Joshua and Caleb saw opportunity. They understood that their strength was not in what they saw, but in whom they trusted. Those who maintain a positive spirit do the same. They do not deny difficulties, but they do not bow to them either. And because they do not carry the weight of despair, their bodies respond in kind. Aging does not settle in them the way it does in those who live in constant worry. Their youth is preserved by faith, by trust, by an unwavering belief that something greater is always at work. Have you noticed how people who constantly complain seem to carry a heaviness with them? Negativity is a burden. It pulls at the soul, drains the mind and manifests in the body. But those who find joy in the midst of trials, who choose gratitude over bitterness, release that weight. They are light, not just in spirit, but in presence. They laugh more, they move with ease. They do not let every inconvenience become a crisis. This is why they appear refreshed, even in seasons of difficulty. Their spiritual alignment keeps them renewed, untouched by the exhaustion that wears so many down. If you want to retain not just your youth, but the vibrancy of your soul, guard your spirit fiercely. Do not let negativity settle in your heart. Speak life over yourself, even in difficult times. Choose to see the good, even when it is hidden. Trust that the divine celestial plan is unfolding, even when you do not yet understand it. And as you walk in this light, you will find that your very being begins to reflect it. Your face, your posture, your presence. Because those who carry the light of divine faith never truly grow old. Some people walk through this world carrying something different, an energy that cannot be explained by logic alone. Their presence is powerful yet gentle, radiant yet humble. They do not age like others, nor do they carry the burdens that weigh most people down. These individuals have been marked by something divine, something celestial. They have a mission, a purpose woven into their very being. Have you ever encountered someone whose very presence made you feel lighter? Someone who, despite life's challenges, carries an unshakable peace. This is the mark of the chosen, those who have been set apart, called to walk a path that transcends the ordinary. Throughout the Bible, we see that those chosen by God often carry a unique spiritual glow. Consider Moses. When he descended from Mount Sinai after encountering the divine, his face shone so brightly that people were afraid to look at him. Exodus 34:29-30. This was not physical youth, but something greater, an illumination that came from standing in the presence of the Almighty. The same principle applies today. Those who live in close communion with God, who embrace their divine calling, radiate a light that defies time. It is not simply good health, it is celestial vitality, a renewal that flows from the inside out. But make no mistake, being chosen is not about privilege, it is about responsibility. Those who carry this divine energy are not given an easy life. They are given a significant purpose. They endure trials not to break them, but to refine them. They are tested, stretched, and called to higher levels of faith. And yet, instead of being worn down by these challenges, they emerge stronger, renewed, untouched by the bitterness that ages so many. Their youth is preserved not because they escape suffering, but because they embrace it with faith, knowing that all things work for their good. Romans 8:28. When someone walks in their calling, when they surrender fully to the divine plan, they are no longer drained by life's uncertainties. They are not anxious, for they trust in God's timing. They are not exhausted by doubt, for they know their steps are ordered. And because they are free from these burdens, their bodies reflect that freedom. Their spiritual energy does not fade. Instead, it grows stronger. Their very being becomes a source of inspiration. Their presence a reminder that there is more to this life than what is seen. If you have ever felt different, if you have sensed that you were meant for something greater, know this: your energy is not an accident. Your soul has been prepared for a higher purpose. The more you walk in alignment with the divine, the more you will find that your body, your mind, and your spirit are renewed in ways that defy explanation. Step into your calling. Embrace your mission. Let your light shine, not just for yourself, but for those who need to see what it means to carry the celestial grace of the chosen ones. Now that you know the spiritual reasons behind a youthful appearance, I want to hear from you. Did any of these truths resonate with your soul? Have you experienced moments where you felt lighter, more radiant, as if something beyond the physical was preserving your energy? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your journey could inspire someone else seeking this celestial renewal. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss future content that will continue to reveal powerful spiritual insights to transform your life. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video with them. It may be exactly what they need today. And before you go, I've got something special for you in the next video. If you found this message powerful, then you need to watch what's coming up on your screen right now. Click on it, and I'll see you there. This is Celestial Truths, and I'll see you in the next revelation.